Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Red Devil Experience. I am your host, Eric. Manchester United win 3-0 versus Southampton. Glad to have you guys here. We're going to get into the match, break it down. We got player ratings. And it was, a shitty 30 minutes in the first half, but we got the job done. Must win game. And we did what we needed to do. So, yeah, good stuff in that part. A couple negatives we got to get through, but there are some positives as well. So, I'm just happy that we got the 3 points. I'm happy we got the 3 points. We needed to win. And, if you can, real quick, just smash the like button for me. Subscribe if you're not a subscriber. Join our lovely community. We got our wonderful moderator, Grace, in here. And we got one of our wonderful community members, always here. Always a pleasure. Axe is in here, chatting away already. So, good stuff. But let me talk about the match a little bit first. So, the first 30 minutes was an absolute disaster. It really was. I don't know what I was watching. It was probably some of the worst football I've seen Manchester United play. I was super concerned. I felt a goal was coming. Dalot gives up a stupid penalty. Onana makes a good save, even though it wasn't the greatest penalty take, so it did help in our favor. And then, we scored one goal pretty much out of nothing. I mean, it was a good cross from Bruno to De Ligt. De Ligt gets his goal. De Ligt silenced the critics. So I'm happy about that because he was catching a lot of hate for his international appearances. And he silenced them today. He scored the goal. He got us on track. He got, our momentum up. So it was good. Marcus Rashford then scores his goal. And, it was a very good shot by Marcus Rashford. I think Marcus Rashford, he was struggling before he scored that goal, but I think after he scored that goal, I think he's seen the confidence build up in him a little bit more. I think Eric Ten Hag said before the match that Marcus Rashford just needs a goal or an assist, and he will fly. I think those are the exact quotes that he said, that Marcus Rashford will fly. So hopefully, it seems like Rashford is taking some flight. Hopefully, we definitely want that. We could definitely use that. I think he got a little bit more confident after that. Definitely from what he's been showing us previously in the matches he's played. His first goal, I think, since March last year. So, baby steps, but we're getting there. And to that point, Axe is here, talking to our wonderful moderator here, because he was saying Rashford in. He's been backing Rashford. Grace is against Rashford, but that's allowed here. That's allowed here. And Axe is redeemed today, I guess. Axe is redeemed today, I guess. And Grace saying the first 30 minutes for Southampton was prime Barcelona. Yeah, Southampton was prime Barcelona. We were prime. I didn't even know, prime Stoke City or something. I mean, even prime Stoke City was way better than that. So, yeah, it was very, very bad. I was concerned, but I'm glad we picked it up in the second half. A couple maybe slight injury concerns. I know De Ligt said he's okay. It was just a precaution. I hope Lisandro is okay. Ed Gray is saying that's not fair on Stoke. You're right. It's not fair on Stoke. That's I kind of felt bad that I said that. It's true. Rajat's in here. Rajat, how you doing, buddy? Yeah. So how we all feeling though? Axe saying Rashford is one of our only players who can come up with such brilliant executions. I mean, he's really been lacking it, but I think when he finds his confidence, there's nothing that can really stop him. But he's really been lacking the execution, and I think lacking the execution because he's been lacking confidence in himself. I think he's been second guessing himself a lot. So you saw the difference once that ball went into the back of the net. You did see the difference in his attitude, mentality, in terms of just believing in himself that he can take on a player. He wasn't afraid, to have a goal from outside the box. He was being a little bit more ambitious. So it's good to see that from Marcus Rashford. I don't want any of our players to do bad. I don't necessarily hate any of our players. I want everybody to do good. Obviously, when they're poor or when they're piss poor, we criticize them harshly and rightfully so. But we want everybody on the squad to do good. We want everybody on the squad to do good. So, but yeah, the concerning thing to me is that the first 30 minutes, and this is what I was saying, and I'm not making an excuse, and it's not something that should be a thing. It shouldn't be allowed if we talk about standards. But I've been saying that we weren't ready to play Liverpool, and you could tell, because that first 30 minutes in the match, if we were playing a team that's in the top six, we'd be down 2-0. You can't play like that against a top six team. They will punish you. We were poor. We were sloppy. We were slow. So, it just wasn't, it wasn't good enough. But they picked it up in the second half. Was much better. The second half was more of how I expected the first half to be, so it was good. And then, obviously things went south for Southampton. They, pun intended, I guess. And, they got a red card, rightfully so. I mean, that was an awful tackle. I don't even know the player's name who did it, but absolutely disaster. Disaster tackle. I mean, that it was high studs. To me, it was very dangerous. I mean, Garnacho could have got seriously injured from that, right on his knee with the studs. And, it was a on purpose foul, so rightfully so. I know Nana didn't make a good save from the penalty. Grace asking me if I could read her first message with passion, so I will do so since she asked. And Grace's first message was, "We are winning the league. We are winning the league. We're Manchester United. We're winning the league." So, if I was bigger, if we had a bigger thing, they'd clip me up for that, and I'd be totally screwed. So thank God it's times like that we're small, that it's good. Because they'd clip me up and I'd be all over the place and I'd be getting absolutely roasted. But yeah, good stuff. Let me get to some of the comments because you guys are chatting away here. So, Axe saying it was an away match, so they managed to control the midfield after settling in. The first 30 minutes. 30 minutes were tolerable for me. See, the first 30 minutes for me they were real bad. I was very concerned. I was waiting for a Southampton goal. I thought it was coming. Luckily enough for us, though, Southampton are pretty shit. And they're probably gonna get relegated. I mean, it's not really looking good for them. They have 0 wins in 4 matches, so and they can't even seem to really score. So it luckily for us, and this is what I'm trying to say, because if we were playing a better opposition, we play like that in the first 30 minutes, we're screwed. They're scoring at least 1 or 2 goals, if not more. So we do need to improve. We are still, I didn't expect it to just flip like that overnight, but we still have a lot of work to do. But I think in the second half we showed encouraging signs, because we did step it up in the second half. We need to be starting matches in that manner. Mateus de Ligt, I think, was absolutely solid. Scored his goal, but he was great today. Lisandro was much better than last time. He was great today. Delo was poor, so I was upset about that. Because I really like Delo, but he was poor for me today. Mazawari was good. Menu struggled today. Menu struggled. He wasn't, it wasn't one of his best games. He wasn't awful. But it wasn't one of his best games. But he did struggle at moments, and I did notice that right away. I think Eriksen did all right. And how about that? That surprised the shit out of me. I mean, we were talking about, if Casemiro is going to start or Ugarte is going to play. Um, and you look at the team lineup, and neither of them played, and he puts in Ericsson. And when I seen that, I said this guy has lost his damn mind playing Christian Eriksen and Kobe Mainu together like that. But he got away with it, I guess you could say, or it worked out for him. If you want to choose other wording. So yeah, I highly question that. I was a little bit worried about that because I don't trust Christian Eriksen's defensive capabilities. I don't trust his legs. So that did worry me, but it wasn't too bad, I guess. For the 60 minutes of the match, 30 minutes of the match, we played shit. But that was a team thing. So, um, Gray saying Rashford's overall game today was okay, but not great. But he got his goal, which is positive. But he needs to stop shooting from 35 yards out. I mean, there's a couple players that need to stop doing that. Bruno Fernandes does it too, Grace. To be fair, and that's another player. Bruno wasn't great today. Bruno was pretty disappointing for me. And there was too many times where he's forcing shots, and the shots aren't even coming off. They're hitting the defenders. They're getting blocked. I would like to see him pass the ball a little bit more. I think the cross he gave to Ligt was fantastic. I would like to see him give a couple more of those instead of forcing a shot. So there is things like that. I mean, I would like to see the wingers just take the defenders on a little more. I mean, I think Ahmad played very, very good today. There's moments where I want him to run at the defender. He didn't do it in terms of when he's getting the ball. There was a lot of times where they're going backwards. I think it's a team aspect, but it bothers me. There's too many times in the match where I understand we're playing possession, but like, can we play like attacking possession? Because there's too many times where we pass it forward to pass it backwards, and it kind of kills like the momentum. I think when we play quicker, even though we're playing possession, but when we play quicker and we play with a little bit more attacking intent, we become a lot more dangerous. Whereas when we slow it down a little bit more and we play a little bit safer, number one, it's boring. I dislike it. But I also think it actually goes against us. Like, I think part of the thinking behind that is like they're trying to hold ball retention and they're not trying to lose it, but at the same time, it's not benefiting us, because when we do move the ball quicker, one touch passes, and we have the intent to keep going forward and to keep attacking, we do become quite dangerous in the opponent's half. So I think we need to do that a little bit more. But I think, yeah, Diallo was good. Garnacho was good when he came in, got his goal as well. So that's another good thing. And I think Joshua Zirkzee was pretty good. His link up play was really good today, and he probably should have had a goal. The second opportunity, I thought he blew it, but it got blocked. So it was a good shot. He did pick the right shot, and even in the first half, when he took that shot and Ramsdale saved it, it was a very good shot. It was in a good spot, low, and it was going right in the corner. So his accuracy there, and his eye and his decision of where he's shooting the ball is good. It just isn't happening right now at the moment, but I'm sure it will come, because this is a thing. He's still trying to find his feet a little bit. There's obviously things of his game that he needs to improve, but yeah, I think it's it's a work in progress. We are a work in progress. Rajat saying, it's a relegation team. It is a relegation team, but uh, we got to take results. We got to take 3 points when it comes. So we got to do. We need to do what we need to do. Hope Maserati is not injured. I don't think he's injured. I think it was a fitness thing, but I think he's all right. Um, when Rashford plays lower team, he looks okay, especially at relegation level. Nice penalty save from Onana. Yeah, Stefan's got the red. Thank you. Gray saying if Casemiro did that tackle, he would get a prison sentence. I mean, yeah, 100%. They would have locked him up, Grace. They would have threw him away in I don't know. They would have M16 MI6 would have came for him, take him to a secret location, locked him up on the ground. We would have never seen him again. So yeah, Rajat saying if you're at 5K, 5 to 6K subs, that will probably get clipped up. Yeah, we'll get there eventually. That'll be a lot of fun. Have 5 Prem trophies, to be honest. Nice. Maz is great at fullback. Maz is good. I mean, so far he's been an absolute bug and he's been an absolute steal. For the price we bought him at, playing very good. Grace saying Delo was fine after 35 minutes, but was struggling before that. Yeah, I mean, I think he came around. I think the rest of the team came around too after the first initial, but it wasn't great. I mean, he was getting cooked by, I don't even know that player's name, but that kid actually, I thought he played pretty good for Southampton. Who was that? That's on the right wing. That young kid. I thought he was actually doing. He actually impressed me a little bit, and Delo was kind of struggling to deal with him, and obviously it led to the stupid penalty, the stupid tackle. It was a really bad tackle. It was a poor decision, but he was getting kind of cooked. Delo, he was getting cooked. In those first 30 some minutes. But then the rest of the team turned it around as well. So, no, Delit, 100%. Axe saying Ericsson did really well. It was obvious. Obviously, it was going to be a slow match pace. Ericsson fitted well, calmed the game, and passed well. Well, what Ericsson does give you, he might not have, or he doesn't instill me with confidence defensive capabilities wise, but he does come with calmness. He does come with the experience. He does provide, just like the ability to play a good pass here and there, scan the midfield pretty well. So he does have some upsides to him. It's just, I was just worried. Like I do worry. When you're starting a match and we're calling it a must win, and it's almost like we were without a DM because, I mean, Kobe was playing that position, but Kobe was struggling as well to play that. So, Ahmad keep the ball. He don't take on. That's yeah. They were doing that a little bit though. A lot of the players do that. They don't take on the players as much as I would like. And I don't know. You have a Rashford kit. I do. I have an old Rashford kit. It's from the year where we had the pink jersey, the pink kit. I have that one. I don't have any other ones. I got a Garnacho one. This one is Lisandro Martinez. I got old ones with Rooney on it. I got 2 that we don't mention, and I retired them because they were poor choices. So, it happens sometimes. Xerxes Grace saying Xerxes won't get as much hate for missing missing than Hoyland because he can link up and fans are player FC. Yeah, I mean, well, you know what? What Rasmus? See, when I was watching the game today, Rasmus popped into my head because there was moments where I was like, Xerxes been good with the link up. But I tend to like a striker that breaks the lines, and I think Rasmus does that. I don't think Xerxes does that too much. Xerxes does do the link up play, and he is pretty good with that. But I do get kind of annoyed that he does drop so deep. Because there's moments where, Southampton were really pushed up, and I'm looking for my striker to be pressing their defense back, or at least making them nervous, threatening to make a run in behind, or so we could send the ball through or over the top. And and he just doesn't do that. And there was moments in that game where I was like, I wish Rasmus was available, because I was like, I would maybe put in Rasmus now, because I would like to see Rasmus kind of break the lines of the defense and put a little bit more pressure on them. So, yeah, I mean, he'll be back soon, but yeah, the fans, there's a lot of fans. I mean, there's fans that aren't player FC, but there are fans that are player FC. But it is what it is. His name is his name is Dipling, which I'm pretty sure is the name of one of the Teletubbies. Yeah, I think it is actually. That's actually hilarious. Yeah, Dibling was his name. Dibling, which is a funny, and that's not a name you hear every day. Xerxes not the same striker. To be fair, as to be honest, as a center forward, he is different to Hoyland. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, they are just different. They are just different. But it's good that we have two young, and they have their own styles. I think it's a good thing for that. For sure, because if one's not doing it, the other one can come in, add a little bit more. And Rasmus still does like to do a little bit of link up. He still does like to do a little bit of holding the ball up when he does get it, but he does mix it up a little bit more. Whereas Xerxes seems like a little bit more of a traditional center forward. And Rasmus seems like to be um maybe like he could be maybe a complete forward, maybe an advanced forward. Yeah, he's got some things he's got to work on in his game. Uh, if I tell you the names of the kids, you're gonna be very upset. You're gonna be very disappointed. The actually, I used to have. I was very good with the kits. I never had. Um, I have a lot of kits. I have probably over 25. And all of them, they were all great names. They were all good. And we hit a patch where it was very, very bad. Where, I mean, it wasn't very, very bad because it was two bad ones, but it was to the point where I started considering if I should stop buying kits, because I was like, maybe my luck has turned and I'm cursing everything. Um, so I'll tell you. No, it's not Varane. It's not Cleverly. It's not Maguire. Certainly not, and it's not McTominay, and it's not Lukaku at all. No, not McTominay. Definitely not Bebe. um, if I had the McTominay T-shirt, I'd definitely send it to you, Axe, for sure. It's not. It's not Lindelof. It's not Wan-Bissaka. Uh, I agree with you, Grace, that Hoyland is very unselfish when he gets in the box. Grace got one of them right. It is Greenwood. Um, and it was obviously before everything that happened with him. Everything that happened with him, it was him. It was that he's one of them. He's one of them. So yeah, that one. And also, to be fair, it also got ruined because I don't know what I did with it when I was doing the washing machine. But you ever get that thing where the back starts, the thing starts getting sticky because of what you did to it in the wash? Probably the detergent or the washer, like the glue starts coming like undone or whatever. So that both, like, that kit just never again. And the second one, you guys can keep guessing, and I'll eventually tell you. I'll give you a hint. He was a winger. He was a winger. He was a winger, and he costed a shit ton of money. Um, Act saying, "I hope this result inspires confidence." I think it should. It's a positive. It's a positive result, and we got 3 points, and we scored 3 goals. Um, Garnacho and Rashford, I think it was a good performance. I mean, especially, you look at the three players that scored the goals. I think the Lit needed that, and he put in a good defensive performance, and we got a clean sheet. I think that's positives all around. Marcus Rashford desperately needed a goal. He got one, and it was a beautiful strike, actually. And then even Garnacho, coming off the bench and once again making a statement. Um, And no, it's not Joel Glazer. It's just not Efrem Glazer. It's not Sancho. It was Sanchez. Axel got it. It was Alexis Sanchez. It was Alexis Sanchez. It wasn't Di Maria. It wasn't Ashley Young. No, no. It's the two is Alexis Sanchez and Mason Greenwood. Yeah, those were my two worst ones ever. And those two made me strongly consider it's just not getting kits anymore. But um I have full belief in Garnacho. I have full belief in Martinez. So I went back in on them. I just actually ordered a Kobe Mainu one. So that one is on the way. Uh no, there's a lot of players that they there's a lot of players that when they come in, number one, you got to show me something before I'm gonna get your kit. And I take a little bit more time. Like Jaden Sancho, I never got Sancho because there was a lot of hype, but I wanted to see what he would do in the United kit. And when he came, I wasn't convinced by him, and I was like, I'm gonna stay away because I didn't have a good feeling, and I felt like it wasn't really gonna work out. Um, so you know, that was that. Maguire was the same because I wasn't too convinced about him when we went to go buy him. Yeah, there's a lot of players. Who wants to pay $80 for? Well, the thing was, he was really good at Arsenal, and I kind of liked just his style. But then when he came to United, it was an absolute disaster. You know what I mean? See, and Rashad saying he's got a Pogba kid. See, the thing with me with Pogba was I didn't like the whole situation of how he left us. And there was that whole discrepancy with him and Ferguson and all that, and then we went back in and paid world record fee at the time, 80 million. So I held off on the Pogba thing, and I was like, "You gotta prove to me, you gotta show me, something. Uh, you gotta show me something." And it was kind of a very inconsistent thing. It'd be good, it'd be bad, and I was just like, I don't really like where this is going, so I stayed away from that. I try to pick the people I get on my kits very carefully. So that's why I think I have a pretty good record though of it. Out of all the kits, I think those are the only two bad ones. And they're the worst one. They're some of the worst ones, but they're only two bad ones. The rest of them all good. We're getting a little sidetracked though. Let's get back to the match. Let's do the player ratings now. I think it's a good time to do the player ratings. Then we'll go back into freestyle or whatever. We'll talk about whatever we need to talk about. So, yeah. Um, where is my player ratings? Okay. So Onana, we're gonna give Onana, a 7 today. I think he didn't have a lot to do. He made a good save that, in the beginning of the first half when we were struggling. He made a very good save. Could have been a goal. It was a good shot, good take. And yeah, I think he did well to save it. Then he also saved the penalty as well. But then other than that, he didn't have really much to do. But I think, and he got a clean sheet, so I think he deserves the 7 today. Two good saves. And you guys could do the player ratings as we go along as well. I'm gonna try and minimize this so I could read out at the same time. Um, Mazawari, I give him a 7 for today as well. I think Maz did his job, did his thing. Um, Grace giving Sancho and McTominay a 10 for leaving. um, Mateus Delit, he's gonna get an 8. Scored a goal, got a clean sheet. I think he was absolutely solid. Yeah, he had one or two tiny little mistakes somewhere in the first 30 minutes of the match. But other than that, he cleaned it up and he was great. And I think it was a great response to the haters and the doubters. So, it was very good. Um, it was very, very good. And I'm happy that he scored. And, that is something that he can offer. He did score a couple goals at his time in Bayern and even at Ajax and I think even at Juventus. So, It was something I kind of forgot a little bit about. Not used to the defenders getting on the score sheet, but it was a very good header. Positioned himself very well, and I think again, just defensively solid. It was very, very good. Um, and you guys agree? You're giving Maz a 7, Maz 7, 7.5. Delit's getting 8s. We didn't get the axe yet, but um, Lisandro Martinez, you guys are giving him 7.3, 7.5. Yeah, I give him. I like to round it off, so I give him like a 7, 7.5, somewhere in between there. Very, Lisandro Martinez. I think he was very good. Um, Solid and definitely improved from the last match. Obviously, the difference in quality between Liverpool and Southampton is a lot different, but it was Lisandro's type settings. I mean, the guy pushing off the ball, making slides, getting the ball, winning the ball. So very, very good to see that confident display again from our center back. So I think it's going to be a very, very good partnership, and I'm excited about it. I'm excited about it. Diego Dalot, I'm gonna give him a 5.5. I think it was a bad penalty to give away. I think the first 30 minutes he really did struggle. In the first 30 minutes, he did really get cooked by the Southampton winger. And then he did improve after that. And then in the second half he did play better, along with the rest of the team. But I expect Delo has to be better defensively in those situations in the first 30 minutes. The team was a little bit shaky, but he really struggled for me. He really struggled. So, he did get an assist. He did get an assist. Maybe we give him a 6 for the assist. It was a bad 30 minutes though. And that tackle was bad. So yeah, maybe we give him an assist for maybe we give him a 6 for the assist. He got a 6. I think a 6 is okay then. Because it's a bad first 30 minutes and a bad tackle. I mean, we got a little bit lucky. Onana saved it, so it didn't hurt us too bad. But you know, Leicester City penalty. All right. Kobe Mainu. I'm gonna give Kobe Mainu for me. I kind of want to give Kobe a 5.5, maybe a 6. I think 5.5 is a little harsh though. Cause he didn't do anything that like jeopardized the match. So I'll give him a 6. I think he struggled. In parts of the match. But then you know what's funny? A lot of the players like Delo, Mainu, there's a lot of the players. I think there was a lot of bad moments in the first 30 minutes, but then after the whole as a team decided to improve, they everybody kind of just stepped their game up collectively. So it's like I'm trying not to judge them too hard on the first 30 minutes. I think Kobe did really struggle at moments. I think some of the moments wasn't really his fault. There was times where he was receiving the ball, not his fault in really bad areas with the defenders on him. So, I think, yeah, I give him a 6. It wasn't his best display, but yeah. You guys, what are you giving Ericsson? Because for me, I give Ericsson 6, 6.5. Gray's giving Ericsson a 7. Bruno did get an assist, but that one assist compared to the rest of the whole 90 minutes, I don't think was great. I would give, if I'm being generous, I would, generous would be a 6. I think Bruno was really not, his overall game today was not good. I always say this, and I try to keep it because I do like Bruno Fernandes a lot. I think he's been an important player for Manchester United since we signed him. But at the same time, I used to say the same thing for Harry Maguire, and I used to be really critical of Harry Maguire. And you are the captain of Manchester United. You need to put in a better performance as a Manchester United captain. And I think while it was a very good cross and he did get an assist, I think overall, I was very frustrated by his game today. Um, I think he would be frustrated by his game today. And I would, it's between a 5.5 and a 6 for me. For Bruno. Yeah, I think he's got to step it up. He's got to step it up. I know he could do it. But he was just very he frustrated me today. There was a lot of times, he did force a lot of shots. And I would like to see him pass the ball a little bit more. I think when he goes to play with Portugal, and I expect Bruno to take the occasional shot from 35 yards out. He's done that his whole career, and I knew that about that before he came to United. So, he does it with Portugal too. But I feel like when he goes to play with Portugal, he does pass the ball or he passes the ball more often than when he plays with United. So, and I'm talking about in the box. I'm talking about putting in that cross he put into the Ligt. I want to see a couple more of those. He had a couple opportunities to do it, but instead he decided to shoot the ball. So, you know, um, Diallo, I give Diallo a 7. I think Diallo was very good today. Grace giving him a 6.5. Yeah, we're close. Yeah, I think Diallo doing what Diallo's been doing. Just attacking intent when he gets the opportunity. I think he could do it a little bit more when he receives the ball on the line, on the touch line. And I would like to see him drive a little bit more forward. Instead of receiving the ball and passing it backwards. Maybe that's a team tactic thing. I'm not 100% sure. But he does when he checks in and gives it out, when he's allowed the opportunity and they give him the ball when he's making a run, um, I think it's very, very good. When he does make these runs into the box, he's very threatening. His technical ability is very good. He's a little bit, he is tricky and he mixes it up. I think Diallo is probably one of the only ones with the invertedness because he is left-footed predominantly, but he's pretty good with his right, and I think he does a good job of mixing it up. Um, he does cut inside quite a lot, but there are times where he does try to cut it into the box for a pass into the box. So, you know, um, I think I think it was a good display from him. Marcus Rashford, I'm gonna give him a 6.5 today. I think there was times in the first 30 minutes, 35 minutes or so, didn't look great, but he got his goal and then he did improve. He did improve after he got the goal. I think it was a good goal. It was a good shot. And I think then you did see the confidence in Marcus Rashford come out. And it did seem like he was coming a little bit more to life, something we haven't really seen. So yeah, it was an encouraging display. I think I'd like to see him build on it. I know he can offer us more. I know he can do more. So I'm expecting to see more from Marcus Rashford, but trying to take into account where he's been and what he's been showing us. I think today was much better, and he did get on the score sheet, and he did score a very good goal. So yeah, happy for Marcus Rashford. Happy that he got on the score sheet, and hopefully this gives him some confidence. Hopefully, he flies like Ten Hag said he would, which I think was kind of a funny comment. I know he wasn't trying to really be funny, but it just comes off as funny that he said Marcus will fly. So I hope he starts flying. I guess we need it. We need it for sure. Joshua Xerxes. I give Xerxes, even though he didn't get on the score sheet. I also give him a 6.5. I do like the link up play. I think he did very well in that aspect. I think his positioning was good. I think he was a bit unlucky to not get a goal today as well. He actually had three very good chances. There was the ball that was put into the box. He got it onto the end of it. It was just a toe, but it wasn't enough, and he stretched for it. And I felt like that was a little bit unlucky. That he didn't get a goal from that. He took a shot from outside the box. He put it low and into the corner. And it was a very good save by Ramsdale. But I think it was a very good shot. I think it was an excellent, uh, just eye or mentality of where he was gonna put that shot and where he took it, and the placement of the shot was very good. But it was a good save by Ramsdale. And then he had the other opportunity, which just slipped my mind now. Um, oh, the one that got blocked by the Southampton defender. I think, still again a good take. A little bit unlucky that the defender of the Southampton defender ended up getting his foot in front of it, because he did shoot it, I think, correctly into the opposite end. He had Ramsdale beat. Ramsdale was going the other way, so if the defender wasn't there to block it, it was that goal was going in. So, yeah, I think Joshua Xerxes 6.5. Yeah, I don't remember most of their names. Um, no offense to the Southampton players, but I think it might have been Bednarak or somebody. I'm not 100% sure. Harry Maguire, he gets a 6. Um, Johnny Evans gets a 6. Casemiro gets a 6. Did all right, but didn't have much to do. But was doing all right. So thank God. Ugarte, I give him like a 6. I don't think he got too much involved. He did have one or two moments in the match, in his little cameo that he did, that you seen that ball retention. There wasn't too many of it, but it was good to just see him in a United kit get his first appearance. Most of the subs weren't most of the subs didn't have any impact. Alejandro Garnacho is going to get a 7 for his impact. He was one player that had significant impact. I think Garnacho, and I don't know, I don't really understand the argument for this. There's a lot of fans out there that they prefer Garnacho to actually be on the bench, to come off the bench, because when he comes off the bench, he has a bigger impact, apparently, which I think is kind of ridiculous. I think the kid, I mean, he always does have an impact when he comes off the bench, but I think he's good enough that he can have the impact starting the match. I don't think, it's a weird take that they're having, some of these people out there, that uh because he always seems to have an impact when he doesn't start. I mean, he has an impact regardless, but again, he wants to start. There's many of us that thinks he should be starting, and he came on and he had a straight direct impact once again. Very direct, very intent with his play, attacking, being confident, and he scored a very good goal off of a very good play, which made me happy, because I did get a little bit frustrated from 70 minutes or so on, 65 minutes, especially when Southampton got the red card. I really wanted us to go for it, go get a couple more goals, get the goal difference. I think it was an opportunity to stat pad the goal difference a little bit. And we didn't really do it that much. We just kind of played a little bit more possession and played a little bit more back, which did frustrate me, but we did end up getting the third goal, so that was good, and it did help out our goal difference. So I'm happy for that, at least. Um, I'm just fixing something. And that brings us to Eric Ten Hag. I give Eric Ten Hag today, I guess he gets a 6.5 or a 7. I mean, we did win the match. We got a clean sheet. Uh, his selections were his selections. Didn't really, go against us in a negative way, so it could only be a positive, I guess. Um, yeah, and we won the match, and you know what? I give him a 6.5 and not a 7, solely for the fact of there was a part of the first 30 minutes I thought was very weird, because we were very defensive. We set up very we were a lot more deep, and it was actually something that I expected, and I said that they probably should have done against Liverpool, even though we were home. But um, you know, I understand people are like, you can't do that. You're home against Liverpool. Um, but at the same time, I was like, well, if we got the win, I was like, nobody would really care that much about it. Instead, we got the loss. And I expected us to go out and probably play the way we set up against Liverpool, which was the high line and all of that. And he didn't really do that. Now, Southampton do like their wingers. They do have some pacey players out there. So maybe that's why he did it. Um, but I thought we could have just been a little bit better in the pressing, which I think we showed in the second half. But it was just the first half was not great, especially the first 30 minutes. And then Mateus de Ligt is the man of the match. I think unanimously by probably most of the fan base out there. 100% Mateus de Ligt scored a goal, clean sheet, silenced his haters. So it was all good stuff. All good stuff for that. For sure. I just need to fix something on the live stream. So give me uno momento because I'm trying to multitask. Who needs to bulk up, Rajat? Give Rashford about a 6. Gray said Rashford 2. Put him in a taxi to France. Bruno is going to get 6.5. Don't remember his name. Maguire was average. I mean, yeah, he came on. He did a little cameo, and it was it is what it is, or whatever. It wasn't anything special. He got a yellow card immediately when he came on, so that was kind of funny because he kicked the ball away. He was literally on the pitch for 30 seconds. Oh, and by the way, that ref, I don't know about you, but the ref today was annoying the shit out of me. Just the way he officiated the match. He was literally getting on my nerves. It was really, really, really annoying. Just the way he officiated the match. When he decided to give cards, and certain fouls and not fouls. It was just yeah, I don't like that referee at all. Don't like him at all. Gray's saying strikers have to do so much more than being a poacher, especially in our team that don't have creative wingers. Poachers aren't appreciated anymore unless you're Haaland level. Well, yeah, I think you have a good point there, Grace. And Haaland is probably, for me, actually Haaland is probably overly appreciated because I think to the point that you're saying. Um, I actually probably say the opposite when I say it. I mean, like the rest of the team of Manchester City, they pretty much do everything for him. You know, and while he is while he is probably the best poacher, um, that's it's like everything is handed to him on a platter, and I don't necessarily traditionally respect that in many strikers. I like more of a complete forward. I like more of a forward that can do a little bit of everything. Um and you are right on that. Like strikers do have to do a lot more than just being a poacher. And that's why I respect them a lot more. Um poachers, poachers aren't appreciated anymore. No, Haaland gets too much appreciation in my point. Um I do expect the strikers to do a lot more. 100%. I've always liked that. I think if you could do a little bit of everything, that makes you the better striker for sure. But listen, if you're a poacher, you're a poacher, and if that's what you do, be the best poacher there is. Um, could we play a diamond? Bruno, Manu, Agarte, flat midfield three. Ahmad. Ahmad at the 10, Garnacho or Rashford, Xerxes forward. We could. I don't think we're going to, Grace, but I think we could. I think it's definitely an option. I think maybe we'll see it one time, maybe. Ten Hag did try to do the diamond thing a couple times here and there over the course of his 2 seasons so far. So I wouldn't rule it out, and I think it is something that we could do. I think it's feasible. It's just very unlikely at this moment in time. But we got to see where we go. Maybe we do it in a match. I wouldn't be against it. 100%. I don't think it's a bad idea. But we are playing the formation we are playing. Why was Bruno yelling to that at the ref? It's what Bruno does. Um, well, because Bruno got yellow carded. Um, because he kicked the ball away. But I also think it was. I also think that Bruno had a very valid reason though. Like, yeah, the linesman put up the line, put up the flag, right? But at the same time, Bruno doesn't know exactly. I mean, he probably knew the ball went out of bounds, but the ref didn't blow the whistle. He didn't stop the play, so Bruno's allowed to kick the ball. I don't think he deserves a yellow card for that. If the ref didn't blow the whistle, the play is still going. And he crossed it into the box. So, um, I don't know. I think it was a stupid thing, but that's what he does that. Again, those things don't bother me. I know he does it. I knew he did it before he came to United. I knew it was a thing. I knew it was his part of his attitude. I knew it was what he does on the pitch. So that has never bothered me. It doesn't bother me. I don't care. I know some people, they get really upset about it. And that's their right. Everybody has a preference in players. And some people, they just don't like the Manchester United captain doing that. I don't have necessarily a problem with it. I think it is a very, very small um issue in the grand scheme of things. And I don't think it necessarily hinders in terms of team performance and winning matches. So I think it's more of just a preference. Um, it's a preference in personality. It's not something that really affects the team in the fact of if it's going to make us play good or not, if it's going to make us win or not. I don't think it's that big of a deal. But everybody, can have their own opinion on that fact. Ray's here. Ray, good to see you. Glad you could join us. Says everyone good win. Shit first 30 minutes. Yeah, that's pretty much what we've been saying. Um, and that's what I was saying in terms of, I'm not, again, I'm not making excuses. There should be no excuse. We as Manchester United should be ready. It annoys me that we're not ready. It annoys me that we're going into another season where we seem like we are playing catch up. But when I said that were not ready for Liverpool, and it was unfortunate, I guess, for us that we had to play Liverpool at that time. Third match into the season, and we should be ready. But we're not. We're not. And those first 30 minutes, again, you see why. And I am 110% convinced. You go and you play those first 30 minutes, you play against the top 6 team, we're down to nothing. We're down to nothing. And not even given a penalty. I'm talking about open play. And they scored 2 goals on us. We would be down 2-0. You playing a top 6 team. They would punish us. You cannot play in that manner. You cannot play in that manner. So we need to clean those things up. I think we will clean them up. As long as everybody stays fit. We did have a couple injury scares. I'm gonna get to the news because there's some statements that come out after. There's a little bit of updates, so we could go over that as well. Gray saying Haaland is the best goal scorer in the world currently, but his link-up play is National League. 100%. 100%. I mean, listen, you get him in and around the box, you get him in the ball. I mean, the ball's going into the net. I always knew that. I knew, and I said it, if he goes to City, it will be a problem because City is so good at literally doing all their jobs. And I was like, it's like a cakewalk for him. City is so good at getting the ball into the box, and you're talking about a player that if you get him the ball in the box, it's literally a goal. So I always knew it was gonna be like that, but you know, what are you gonna do? Hopefully he leaves for Real Madrid. And hopefully Pep is gone soon. It might be his last season. So things do come to an end at some point, whether people want to believe it or not. Um, some people want to live in La La Land and think that things will last forever. They don't. And we know that as Manchester United fans. Eric Ten Hag needed it. Good for keeping Delit in the team. Yeah, I mean, this is what I'm saying. I think he has a method to his madness sometimes, and we don't. See, for me, it's unfortunate that we don't get privy to why he's really making certain decisions that he makes. I wish the media would ask him questions. I actually wish the club opens some form of, I know the United stand gets in there. I know the United view gets in there sometimes. They're not always there, but they do get to ask the managers questions. I think the club should do a little bit more of it, because and whatever you think of them, it's, your opinion, but they do actually get to ask more of a better question that fans actually want to hear the answer to. And they do ask questions that of real discussions that goes on in the fan base and not the regular journalists. And the, you know, I think there is sort of a method to his madness. We're just not always privy to the information on why he's making certain decisions. But I mean, there was the talk about the lit, and I said, and there was a couple people that said too, like, the lit didn't have a preseason. The lit needed some minutes, so it took him a little bit. He's also just joined the new team, so he's getting integrated into the squad. Um, but it was always clear. Obviously, he bring in Delit to start. He bring in Delit to partner Lisandro Martinez. That is the partnership. Maguire is not the partnership. So, it was only a matter of time before they became, the starting the starting partnership, and it's going to continue. I expect probably something similar with Ugarte, and the Rashford thing is going to be up in the air. I know some people don't like it. I personally, and I will keep saying this, if I was in charge, I would be putting Garnacho in and Diallo in over Marcus Rashford. But that's going to be one that's probably the toughest one, because they really want him to come good, which is unfortunate for a Garnacho or a Diallo, because I think it's hindering their progress a little bit, right? But at the same time, like Alejandro Garnacho's doing, and I think that's all you can do. Just do your talking when you get on the pitch. He got a few minutes today, came on, scored a goal, and I think he played very, very well in the time that he came on. So while Marcus Rashford did score a goal, Garnacho was right there, just still pushing the issue of, I deserve to start, I deserve that spot. And I think he should just, that's all you can do in that situation. Reacting in any other way is just going to go sideways for you. I think we've seen pure examples of that in terms of maybe somebody like Sancho. And then and then we have this. We need more from Rashford. We do need more from Rashford, but I said it before, Ray, and you weren't here, so I'll say it again. I think in terms of what he showed us, or what he was showing us previously, I think today was definitely an improvement. I think it's a positive, and hopefully he can continue to build on it. I know he can give us more, and we need more. So I'll be looking for him to give us more, and hopefully he can improve it. But when you're talking about a player that's really been struggling, that's really, I'm pretty sure his last goal was March of last year. You're talking about a player that hasn't scored a goal, in March of last year. That's he really was struggling. So when you look at it in that aspect, to have the performance today compared to what he's been giving us, it's definitely an improvement, and it's definitely a positive. But we need more. We absolutely need more, and I know he can give us more. And he knows he could probably give us more as well. So I hope he builds on it. I hope he does. Really. Um, I'm not sitting here and saying Rashford had an amazing performance, give him man of the match and all that. No, but I think it was an improved performance, and we need improvements everywhere. We're taking listen, little steps at a time. Um, we got 3 points. We scored 3 goals. We got a clean sheet. Is it in the exact manner we might want it? No. Was it the greatest football you've ever seen? No. Was there times where it was not? It was boring. Yeah, but I take it as it comes. I take it as it comes. And right now, still the beginning of the season. Um, we're still trying to find our feet, which I don't know how that's a thing, but it is. And I have to accept it, I guess, as because that's the situation we're in. And it shouldn't be a situation that we're in. I don't know why it is, but it is, and we just need to just keep going. I need to. What is going on here? Uh, saying I hope Man City will get relegated for the 115 charges. I don't think they're gonna get relegated. I mean, I would love it if they did. I don't think they will. I think they. I think what. I think what's more realistic is they get hit with a heavy fine, probably some types of a point deduction, and they should probably get transfer bans as well for a year or two. I don't I Here's the thing. Unless they're found guilty on like 75 of the 150, I just don't think they're gonna find them guilty on a lot of the charges. And even if they do, I still there's a part of me that just is like the Premier League, even though they're hitting them with all these charges, they they still want them to stay in the league. You know what I mean? Like, is something about the money aspect. So I just feel like for them to get relegated, um, it would actually shock me because I don't expect them to get relegated. But if they are found guilty, um, I I would probably expect to see something like that: points deductions, a big fine, and probably transfer bans for a year or 2 years for sure. If they are guilty of whatever, of all the charges and how many charges they're guilty of. So we will see. Pep to Manchester United, no, never gonna happen. Eric Ten Hag to the job center, never gonna happen. Grace, um, and I hate Pep for that reason because at that moment I always felt like Pep was supposed to be the guy. He was the guy. We were the club and he was the guy, and he purposely didn't come to us. Purposely didn't come to us. So for that, I always dislike him for that. You know, but he did have his reasons, and I guess he was sort of right in the end because the Glazers did run it like Disneyland. So it was all about business and not about winning. So today's game was opportunity to give kids time to play games. Well, we do have another match coming up. That is a good opportunity to play some kids because we are playing, if I'm not mistaken, it is Barnsley, I believe. Is it Barnsley? Barnsley. It is Barnsley. It is on the 17th. Today is the 14th. So 3 days. We have another match coming. It's for the EFL Cup. We're home. We're playing Barnsley. I think that's a very good match to give opportunities to some kids. I think it's a little bit hard to give opportunity to some kids when the first team is behind. There's a lot of players that probably first team players that also need their opportunities. I mean, Anthony's not getting any minutes. We are going to need him at some point in the season. So I think it's a little bit tough at this moment. Also, we were up to nothing. We took a little bit to find our feet in the match. Then we had problems with the players getting injured or whatnot or precautions. So that kind of we wasted substitutions on that as well. So I don't know, but you know I think there'll be moments for the younger players, the youth, the younger players to get opportunities. So we can see where that leads to 100%. Where is this? Real quick, just give me a second. Um, no, don't. I almost ended the stream by accident. Don't do that. Oh, playing. What's going on? Yeah, I'll try and read you, read your comments while I'm doing this. If you put Rashford on the bench, Joel is going to sack you. Well, Joel can try and sack me. I will fight Joel. I will fight him. I, I would live to fight Joel for sure. um, yeah, I don't know if they could really do that anymore. Isn't Sir Jim in charge of that aspect? Or is it like some type of committee as well? Like, I don't think Joel could just do it by himself anymore. Um, so yeah, sorry about that. I was fixing something. Um, okay, we're back. We're good. Let me go on to the social feeds and we'll get some comments and stuff. Eric Ten Hag take too long to make subs. They should punish them. Can't buy any players for the next 5 years. Yeah, something like that. I don't think they'll relegate them. I think if they relegate them, I think it would just be. I don't know what it is. It's something about the optics of relegating them, like because they are the champions and whatever and all that stuff, and they do have the owner with all the money and shit. Um, I just feel like the prem like while they are charging them and all this stuff I feel like if they were to relegate them like I just don't know, it's something about the money aspect that it's just like they won't really allow that to happen. um but I could see transfer bans and heavy points deductions or something like that, and then also being fined money. Yeah, I think that seems more realistic, but I mean, we don't know what's actually going to happen yet. So it is supposed to start soon, so we'll find out. Um, I do think there is definitely something there. I think, we've been saying it for quite some time. It was always very sketchy, something that they were doing with the financials, with the sponsorships and stuff like that. Very, very sketchy. There was times where they reported crazy amount of income. They were getting more revenue income than or from sponsorships than us and other teams, and it's like your fan base is like a quarter of the size compared to us, and it's like it's not possible. You're funneling money or something. So we will see. Eric Ten Hag take too long to make subs. I mean, yeah, he does that sometimes. It is nothing new. I mean, we have said that before at times. There were times where we criticized him for that. Um, but I don't know. I guess maybe he's trying to get the team to have some consistency, play as many minutes together as possible. I don't know. I don't know what goes through his head when he's making these decisions. Um, Pep needs to know that owners are going to back him. Mourinho called out Shaw, and guess which one is still here? Yeah. No, 100%. I mean that's what I'm saying. He did have his choice. He did have his reasons for not coming. So, and technically he was in the right, but I still hate that he ended up going there. Uh, So I need to, let me see. Where is the account that has all the stuff that I want? We have 6 points. We have 6 points. We're in ninth currently, I think. Might have got updated after that. And we have a 0 goal difference. So at least it's not negative. At least it's not negative. I lost what I was looking at. What happened in the scores and the results of the other matches? I'm seeing crazy, crazy stuff, crazy stuff. What's going on? Let me see. Let me check because I missed all the matches. So Brighton Ipswich tied 0-0, or 0-0. Crystal Palace and Leicester drew 2-2. Fulham West Ham drew 1-1. A lot of draws today. Interesting. Forest have beaten Liverpool. Holy shit. At Anfield. What? I missed it. What the? Wait, what happened? What happened? Callum Hudson-Odoi scored a goal for Nottingham Forest in the 72nd minute, and the Liverpool have lost their first game of the season at home to Nottingham Forest, and that is the Premier League for you. Absolute scenes. I'm actually just seeing the goal right now. Oh, what a shot. What a goal. Wow. Wow. I wish I could put it up on the screen, but we would probably get in trouble for that, so not gonna do that. But yeah. Uh that's even better news. Definitely just made our weekend a lot better. Liverpool have lost and we won. A lot of draws, and then we have 2 more matches to keep an eye on. So very, very good stuff. Happy that Liverpool lost. That's even better. That's like a cherry on top of the win today. So Liverpool to finish 8th by grace. You heard it here first, folks. Clip it, save it, do I don't know, do whatever you got to do. Liverpool is finishing 8th. Grace has said so. So this is what's gonna happen. Yeah. I'm looking for the quotes from the end of the match. So give me a second, because this is a pain in the ass. And there's a lot of things. Mateus de Ligt on who he pointed to for his celebration when he scored the goal. And he also, I think he did like the little heart thing, and he said it's his wife's birthday today, so the goal is for her. So good birthday present for his wife from her husband. I'll take the present as well. I liked it very much. So and he de Ligt also said that he's fine. It's not a serious injury. He just had a slight cramp. So that's also positive. And that's the thing. I mean, the guy didn't have a preseason. I guess sometimes maybe Eric Ten Hag is trying to manage the certain players based on their fitness levels so they don't get injured. Because that's something that I wanted to touch on that we didn't really get to touch on because we got carried away with some other stuff. But if you just look how quickly that team changed, and I was and that's a concerning thing. We went from De Ligt and Martinez and Delo and Mazawari and Kobe Mainu to in the back, Maguire, Johnny Evans, Casemiro playing center back once again, and then De Ligt. Delo. So, you know, it is very important that we don't suffer an injury crisis like we did last season, because we're only a few injuries away from the squad looking not so great again. And being very, very thin. Obviously, we'll have Victor Lindelof back soon. Rasmus will be back soon. Euro will be back soon. So there is those positives, but you know, Johnny Evans is playing left back. And you could argue, where's Harry Amos? And I don't know, because for me, I would bring in, he is a left back. We don't have a left back. I don't know what the situation is going on there. Maybe they don't think he's ready. Maybe they have a certain plan for him. We're not privy to that information. I wish we were. I wish somebody would ask the question, so we could get at least some type of an answer, some type of a direction of what they're thinking, with this kid. Um, he had a good preseason, but he's just not involved. And, I would like to know why. I'm sure there's a lot of people that would like to know why, but they don't like tell us why. So, but then again, to be fair, they don't ask the question. So I don't know. I don't know. Predictions. So Grace is here. Grace is predicting. So everybody get ready for the predictions. Apparently we're winning the league. So United are winning the league. Arsenal are gonna bottom the league again twice. City, they're gonna get relegated to the National League North. And Liverpool to finish eighth, and Spurs have a normal Spurs season. So super Spursy from them, yeah. Um, who'd you leave out? What about Chelsea? We need your predictions, Grace. For Chelsea, I want a prediction for Austin Villa as well, because they are in the Champions League, as well. And did we forget about anybody? No. So Chelsea, Austin Villa, predictions for them as well. Um, maybe it's precarious. Maybe it is. We don't actually know. So yeah, it's very very interesting. Very very very. I don't know. I don't know. Chelsea's gonna finish 12th and be bought by IKEA. That might be one of the greatest predictions there is, and it's probably the most likely prediction as well. Out of all the predictions we gave so far, I think Chelsea to finish 12th and be bought by IKEA is probably the most realistic prediction that you could possibly make. The odds on that, um I don't do decimals, but I would give it probably a minus 200 in American odds. I don't know how to do the decimal things. Um, I'm not familiar with that, even though I know that that's the odds that they usually give. Come and get your Chelsea sofas. I tell you, Grace, try the stand up. Try the stand up comedy. I'm telling you. Have a couple beers and have go have a go at that. I'm telling you, you definitely got something going on there. Um, what else was I going on? Eric Ten Hag said we had some problems in the first minutes of the game, but after the Lid's goal, the game was all ours. Yeah, the Lid saying I am enjoying it a lot. We have a great group, amazing guys, a lot of young guys who have to grow and want to grow. Hopefully, we can get more results like this and grow as a team. Certainly, we need to. We need to get the results and we need to grow as a team. So, I agree with him there. The lit saying the win was really important. Absolutely, if you get 3 points from 3 games, it's not enough. So there are some pressure, but I think today we played very well. Yeah, after the first 30 minutes, a big credit to Andre Onana, for sure, because he saved a really important penalty. He changed the game for us, and he did because I think if that penalty goes in, if they score that goal, I think it's a very different game. And I think it's more of a struggle for us. I was very very worried. I didn't think Onana was actually going to save it. And I started thinking about, well, we're going 1-0 down, and we got to see. I was like, what the hell are we gonna do? Because I was like, we've been awful so far, and I was like, now we're gonna have to, play from behind, turn up. Um, we're gonna have to play much much better. But thankfully, he saved it, and that kind of shifted the tide, and it gave us a little, kick up the ass, and I think we got ourselves back into place. Um, Onana saying there are things in life we cannot control. We've heard that before. I think Cristiano Ronaldo said the same thing, literally to Rio Ferdinand the other day. Like injuries, he says, but we do our best and hopefully we have less injuries this season. 100%. I'm with you on that, Onana. We definitely need to have less injuries. We cannot afford those injuries that we had. Um, I don't know if these interactions help, but if send those emoji thingies, maybe it helps. Andre Onana on his penalty save. Yeah, I would say it was a turning point. But I'm happy for the guys. We move on and we learn from our mistakes. Garnacho from Manchester United this season so far, 171 minutes, 2 goals, 1 assist. Ugarte won every tackle and completed every pass that he attempted on his Manchester United debut. That is from Statman Dave. Diallo has his stats by numbers versus Southampton by Statman Dave, saying 89% pass accuracy, 9 touches in the opposition's box, 6 chances created. For this is for the stats people. 4 ball recoveries, 4 tackles attempted, 3 tackles won, 1 shot, and 1 assist. So Amad Diallo putting in his work there. Good 89% pass accuracy and 9 touches in the opposition box and 6 chances created is good. And even, on the defensive side, 4 ball recoveries and 4 tackles attempted, and he won 3 tackles. He got 1 a shot and 1 assist. So I think very good game from Ahmad when you look at the stats and you match it with the eye test. Anything else? No, there are other things, but I gotta find them because I don't know. Eric Ten Hag talking on the Ligt again, saying we signed a very good player with a lot of attributes, and one of those is that he is a threat at set plays, and he is because he scored some goals at his time, and he is a threat. He is certainly a threat. I kind of forgot about it, to be honest. But I have seen him score some goals. He has scored some worldies actually with his foot as well. I think he scored one last season with Bayern Munich. I'm pretty sure it was, if I remember correctly, it was an absolute rocket with his foot. So he does have that ability. Obviously, he's a defender, so we're not going to see it, like all the time. But he can pop up like he did today, and score an important goal and get us on the right track or get us back into the game if we need it. So, yeah, he does have a lot of abilities. And I believe in him. I think he's very good. So, Eric Ten Hag talking on Ugarte, saying the first impressions were very good. Eric Ten Hag also saying the start was not so easy. I think the penalty was the turning point in the game, and not so far after we scored, and that was very important. From that moment on, the game was all ours. Eric Ten Hag on what Marcus Rashford's goal will do for his confidence. He said it's very important. For every striker, they want to be on the scoring list. Once the first is in, more is coming. Once a striker was talking about a ketchup bottle, once it's going, it's coming. So once a striker was talking about a ketchup bottle, once it's going, it's coming. I mean, that's a whole quote in itself. I think we're getting lost a little bit in the translation with the Dutch there. So once a striker was talking about a ketchup bottle, this is his quote. Once a striker was talking about a ketchup bottle. Once it's going, it's coming. I mean, he's doing his best Eric Cantona impressions today. Talking about players flying, talking about strikers, talking about ketchup bottles. He is definitely trying to do his best Eric Cantona impression with the sayings, I think, today. So I don't know. Ten Hag on Ugarte again. He said he didn't work with the team. It was 2 sessions, one before the break, and yesterday he was the only one later into the team training. Because I think he arrived yesterday or the day before, and the rest of the team arrived before that. So he said only yesterday he had 20 minutes training with the team. We were happy we could bring him today and show what he could deliver to our team. So again, at least we got a little bit insight there. You know what I mean? He's basically, he's saying Ugarte had the one training session before the international break, went on international break, played in the international break, 2 matches. Um, and he came back before our match, and he literally only had a 20-minute training session with the team. So I guess that's why he didn't start him. And he, gave him 20 minutes. Maybe could have gave him a little bit more minutes, but um yeah, I'm highly confident this is going to be the same scenario. I highly believe um that it kind of was with the Lit. Like, they got Ugarte for a reason, and I think sooner rather than later, Ugarte is going to be fully integrated, playing 90 minutes, and starting as much as possible. Amad Diallo is the first United player to create 6+ chances and have 100% shot accuracy in a Premier League game this decade. So, if you're liking the stats, that sounds like a pretty big one. Eric Ten Hag was asked about Manchester United playing two 12:30 p.m. kickoffs away in Brighton and Southampton. And he said, first of all, for the fans, it is very unfair to deal with this with 8 p.m. away games on a Saturday night. The 12:30 p.m. Is not right, but they are always there. I'm so proud of our fans. And yeah, I mean, I don't know how it is, when you're in the UK, and you do have to do those types of like the times for those matches, and you have to travel away to the matches. But big shout out to the away to our away support, because they're always there, and they're always making themselves heard, and they're always supporting. So they're an important part of the team too, and they make us proud when they do that. I certainly support them, and I'm happy that they are there, and I'm happy that they represent us, the rest of us that can't make it there. So Lisandro Martinez had 97% pass completion rate, 100% tackles won, 100% ground duels won, 0 times dribbled. For his little cameo. Grace is loving the stats. She's a big stat supporter. So, um, Amad Diallo has 4 goals, assists, and 6 starts since his 23-24 Premier League season. 2 goals, 2 assists. And the most goals, assists by a U20 player in the last 2 Premier League seasons, Garnacho 13. John Duran has 7, and Facundo Buonanotte has 6. Garnacho has as many as the next 2 players combined. Yeah, I mean, he is a direct impact. He does make his direct impact every time he's on the pitch, and that's why we like him, and that's why we want to see him starting. So, you know, um, and I think that's pretty much most of it. Ten Hag also talking about it's an important period with 7 games in 22 days. That's a lot of matches. We need everyone, and I hope there will be some returns. Yes, Rasmus. I don't know when Euro is supposed to be back exactly, but Euro we could definitely use him. Lindelof as well. And damn it, Luke Shaw and Malasia. We need you. We need you 2 guys as well. It won't be the case for the next game, but I hope they, Hoyland, Mount, and Shaw, will be back in the coming weeks. So I think he's saying Hoyland, Mount, and Shaw won't be available for Barnsley, which is okay because we don't really need them for Barnsley. I mean, at the same time, they could use some minutes on the pitch, and it would be good to get them in against Barnsley, but maybe we could play some youth players instead. Um, and yeah, hopefully they're back after that because we definitely need them. We definitely need them. Gary Neville online talking shit about Liverpool. So we'll always support that. Rather have him talk shit about Liverpool than talk shit about us. So yeah, for sure. Um Wayne Rooney has gotten his first win as a Plymouth manager, so good for him. United just getting W's all around today. Rooney's getting a win. Salford got their win apparently as well. Liverpool lost. We won. So it's been one of the better weeks and one of the better days for us. Yeah, yeah, great stuff today. Um, Axe wants thoughts on the next match. I will give it to you in a second, Axe. I will give it to you in a second. Yeah, let's cut that out. That's done. So we are playing Barnsley, yes. Um, yeah, crazy prediction. Everton to be relegated. I don't think that's crazy, Grace. I don't know if you're being sarcastic, but I don't think that's crazy. I think Everton will get relegated. Uh, as far as right now, the way they've been playing, the way they've been performing, and as I say that, I just look at the TV and they are literally winning 1-0 away. Playing against Austin Villa, so we will see what they do. They are beating currently Austin Villa away from home. 17 minutes into the match, so that was a clippable moment too. I should have checked the TV. I didn't even realize that they were playing. But yeah, I don't even expect them to hold this lead. I expect them to lose this match, so we'll see. If they lose, certainly back me up more that they are, going to get relegated. Once upon a time, a striker was talking to catch a bottle. Yeah, I mean, so I don't know that must have got lost in translation somewhere. Ahmad did well, but stats people do hype it up more than it needs to be. Yeah, some of the stats are a little bit silly. Grace, I do agree with you there. I do like to. I I am a big eye test person. I like to judge based on what I see with my eyes and what I look for. But if you throw in a little bit of stats, 5% stats, 95% eye test. The stats just reinforce the eye test. That's how I kind of do it. I don't go too crazy on the stats, but some people do like. Some people love stats. Some people only care about stats. You know, prediction: Bruno to play all 7 games. That's a good prediction as well. He most definitely will. I expect Bruno to play all 7 games, and I expect Bruno to start and play all 90 minutes. For all 7 games, 100%. And thoughts on the next match? Well, we are playing Barnsley, and Barnsley. Um, I mean, I don't know much about Barnsley because I don't watch the championship, so I can't really tell you. But I expect us to win. I would love it. If we could get maybe 1 or 2. I think maybe it's a good opportunity to put Collier in. Um, at the same, see, maybe it's a little bit hard because it's easy to say putting Collier, and start this kid and start that kid, but I don't know. Ugarte needs minutes. Ugarte needs integration into the team. Um, so I wouldn't even be against just putting Collier and Ugarte. Um, but again, that's like you got a kid and then you got somebody completely new to the team. It's Barnsley. I think they should be fine. But again, maybe that's something that they don't like too much because of the optics of it. Um, so Anthony to start next match, maybe as well. I mean, he needs some minutes. There's a lot of players that need a lot of minutes. They need time. They need to play. I would love for Harry Amos to play against Barnsley. But knowing Ten Hag, that's probably not going to happen. Maybe they get subbed in if we go up really early. I think Ten Hag is going to play probably a similar team, if not the same team that we just played. Maybe 1 or 2 changes. Um, maybe, but I wouldn't be surprised if he goes with the same team because he's done it before. And he makes it a habit of doing that. So, and he also has that thing where he talks about repetition and he talks about, getting the cycles in and getting the players to play as many minutes as possible together so that they're as used to each other as possible. So I don't I don't know necessarily what's gonna come. I think like Grace said though, I think we can fully expect Bruno Fernandes to start all 7 of the matches and probably play all 90 minutes of all 7 of those matches. That's the one thing that's definitely not in doubt. But I personally would give um some chances to some of the younger players. You know. So currently, I don't know. Let's look at Barnsley. Like, what are they up to? So Barnsley in their last. Oh, and that was when did we play them? Was that in preseason? Jack Fletcher. Jack Fletcher scored 2 goals, and Enos scored a goal. What the hell? Ah, let me see this. Okay, here we go. So Barnsley. Oh, EFL Trophy North, Group F. Wait, our under 21s played against Barnsley in a EFL Trophy? I didn't even know that was a thing. That's kind of crazy. But our under 21s beat them 3-2. So, yeah. Maybe we should just play the under 21s. And then League 1, League 1. When did League 1 start? Wait, they're in fucking League 1 too? Jesus. Uh, bu- 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 bu. So in League 1, they are. I mean, the last like 4 matches or 5 matches, they have a draw, 3 wins, and the last match was today. They lost 3-0 to Stevenage. I think we should be easily beating them. It's not even a thing. Grace is sending out her lineup for Barnsley, and it's your lineup, not Ten Hag's lineup, not the lineup. You would play Binder, Amos, Maguire, Delitelo, Ugarte, Casemiro, Collier, Anthony, Garnacho, and Wheatley. Yeah, I think that's a pretty good lineup. I also think it's fair. I think Binder fucking deserves some minutes. I mean, we're playing Barnsley. It's EFL Cup. Give the guy a game, bro. Let him play. Like, I think Amos should get it for sure. And then Maguire and Delit is good, especially because we don't have like Euro available. So, um, yeah, maybe even Maguire and Johnny Evans. And then Ugarte, Casemiro, and Collier. I like that. Because Ugarte definitely needs minutes. Ugarte and Collier for sure. Um, so Collier, you're gonna play him as like the more attacking mid. Anthony needs minutes for sure. Wheatley, I would like to see him get and play. Uh, we're not missing anybody. Midfield is quite defensive, but Casemiro is good at going forward. Yeah, yeah. I think Collier could probably do it too. I mean, it is Barnsley, so and our under 21s literally beat them. Um, not too long ago. Our under 21s literally played Barnsley. Um, in August. So and beat them. Where August 20th. August 20th, our under 21s beat Barnsley 3-2 with with Jack Fletcher scoring 2 goals and Ethan Enos scoring a goal. So yeah. Um I think that would be good. Let's see, we get any other news? No, thoughts on Agarte looked pretty good. Alright guys. I'm gonna end it here. Thank you guys for making the show good. We're missing some of our guys, but this is what happens when the match is so good. Everton have scored another goal, so I'm eating my words here. And Grace's predictions falling apart as well. because they're beating Aston Villa 2-0, um, away from home. This is absolutely amazing. There is a VAR check on the goal. They are checking for, I believe, an offsides, but he's on 100%. Possible offsides they're checking for. He is definitely on for sure. Um, I don't even know what the hell they're looking at. He's on by a mile. But Everton here winning 2-0. I mean, here we go. This is going crazy. Barnsley are that bad we could play a 1-0-9 formation and win comfortably. I don't know about that, but that's a little crazy, But I mean, maybe they are. Maybe they are. I don't know. I don't watch Barnsley, so I mean, I know they're in League One, but I don't know. I should just keep quiet. Yeah, but so should I, Grace. So should I, because I said the same thing. I said they are gonna get relegated, and they were already winning. So I was a prat for that. Um, but yeah, I'm gonna go because I got some things to take care of. You guys have been great. Thank you for being here. Thank you, Grace, and thank you, Axe. Ray was in here, and Rajat was in here. And hopefully we get a normal game time again, so that we could have a proper more of the rest of our community can be available. We're missing Richard, and we're missing Lions, and we're missing a couple other people. So what what's your out there prediction? My out there prediction, I don't know. You know what, Grace? I'll think about it. Yeah, Mohammed. I'll think about it, and remind me when we do the next one. Which will probably be Monday. Monday Monday at regular time. So stay tuned for that. And thank you, and I will catch you guys later. And